Today we're going to be doing kind of more of a dewy look with a very bold lip that's very in, and it's also very soft, and just kind of adding some shimmer to the cheekbone with a nice bold red lip. I'm using for the cheek highlighter, I'm using the Aveda Shimmer Accent in Moonstone. It has a really nice shimmer and kind of gives it that dewy glow that you see. So I'm using the concealer brush, and I'm using just a dab on my hand. I'm using my hand as a palette. And just work a little bit at a time. If you want to work from the outside of the face towards the nose. And you just want to see right on that cheekbone and kind of work in a little bit like of a check mark or a Nike swoosh. I'm going to be using an apricot blush. It kind of gives it a soft, also glowy type look. You want to be using a blush brush whenever you put on blush, not a bronzer blush or a kabuki brush. You want to be using a designated blush brush. If you just kind of dab it, and always remove excess before you put on the face. You want to start right at the cheekbone. So smile for me, Teresa. You want to get right at the cheekbone and go in a downward motion towards the earlobe. I'm kind of working in a backward C kind of shape. So I'm not getting too much close to the ear, and I'm not getting too much close to the ear, too close to the nose. I just kind of want it to be perfectly on that cheek, as if the sun just hits you. That will get you the most natural look. I know it seems weird to do a big cheesy smile, but it's important so you can see exactly where your cheekbone is. Working in that downward motion, it just kind of gives you that perfect natural glow. So to press the lips, you always want to use a moisturizer. I'm using the Renewing Lip Treatment from Aveda. This is a really great moisturizer. And this is a good idea to do right at the beginning of your makeup application. Just so your lips are nice and moisturized and ready to put on lip liner. So here's a really neat tip that I learned. You kind of want to, whenever you're doing any kind of bold lip, doesn't matter if it's red or neutral, you always want to use a neutral pencil. That's just because whenever your lipstick wears out, you don't have a line of red. So I'm using a natural color lip liner, and I'm just kind of doing a little dot at the corner, a dot in the center of the lip, a dot at the other corner, and then a dot at the top of the peak of the lip, the bottom and the top. Just kind of doing it to connect the dots. So you want to start from the outer corner and work towards and connect the dots. And always fill it in. So I'm going to be using a bright red color. We're using Poppy today. And you always want to use a lip brush just to ensure that it's an even distribution of the color. And again, always start outer corner. Just to kind of give the lips that kind of final touch, and just to make it seem a little bit more plump. You want to use, I'm using the Golden Prism, which is our Aveda Lip Shine. And I'm just putting it right in the middle, just to kind of give it that pouty look. We're going to be using concealer to line the outside of her lips, just to alleviate the bleeding that you get whenever you wear any kind of darker lipstick like red or browns.